Thank you so much for joining us on Market Trends this morning on iBrand Daybreak. And of course, we're looking at the price of imported goods rising, of course, as a result of the custom increase in exchange rate. The Nigeria Customs Service has increased the exchange rate for cargo clearing at the ports from 422 Naira per dollar to 589 Naira, and according to the exchange rate published on Customs official website. And as a result of this rise in the exchange rate, importers and manufacturers bringing goods into the nation's seaports will, going forward, be paying more as import duty tariff following the addition of 167 Naira 15 kobo to any $1 of the total amount used to calculate duty. And to have this conversation with us, of course, is our market buddy, Caroline Elegolam. Babes, Alpha.
Good morning.
So you still have mouth to talk after all these plenty dollars we just called out.
We must talk. We must say something. We move.
Yeah.
Life continues.
So what's the reality right now?
The reality is that any goods coming in from either land, sea, air, it's definitely increased. It's increased, and everybody does need to adjust to that reality. And truth is, we can only talk about it. Reality is right before us. It's in our faces. Like, you go buy, or you don't go buy. So that's just it. But the sad thing is, people that can't afford it anymore. So what will they do? You get. So how will they now navigate through the whole increments? And it is what it is. And we just need to come to terms with the fact that price of things are now expensive. What can we do? Everybody just need to adjust. And trust me, we all of us, we know how to adjust. Even you that is telling that all of us, even you yourself, you know that you will definitely have a way to just come to terms with it. And I'm like, okay.
For somebody like me, I don't have any business in the seaports. I am not into import.
You go to their shop to buy.
I want me to finish.
Okay.
See. Okay, maybe that's not how I should have said it.
Okay.
Thank you for that callback. But then, my point is, the point I was trying to make is there are people that this is their business. This is what they do for a living. And with this increase, it entails that people are going to lose their jobs. Because these men have people working for them, and if they close shop, those boys and those people working for them will lose their jobs. Same as the orga of the business as well. And that kind of, so I feel like in this season of things going up in this country and this plenty shuffle and reshuffle going on, are we really looking at the necessities, important things that should be looked into, especially the job creation era? We have a government who is promising us that there is going to be job creation, but these changes are causing people to lose their jobs. I don't know if you get, like increasing the queue and the number of unemployed people in the country, especially now that import duty have increased. I think it was on Monday that I heard in the news that the duty, especially on importing cars, has increased as well, very outrageously actually. So you find cars that used to be that used to be the go-to cars, like the Corollas and the Volkswagens, that used to be the go-to cars for these people who are into e-hailing businesses. These cars are no-go areas anymore.
So I saw a tweet where someone complained about, he ordered the ride via this
e-hailing ride,
their apps, and the rider was like, he wants to go offline. Now, what does that tell you? Meaning they are not even seeing enough profit. Okay, let's say for instance now that car, it is an hire purchase. It's not even his own personal car. With the rate at which now this custom duty now is now expensive, he will definitely want to see his profit. That was why he had to let's go offline
so that
he can be able to he can negotiate the price and he can get his own gain. Because by the time you go, if they are going through the app will collect their own commission. Maybe the remaining one, it won't be enough for him. So he has to please let's go offline. So now people are not complaining about that. These are the issues. Things are now expensive. Nobody wants to run at a loss. I want to make my profit. I am buying these things. I'm importing them from different countries, China, whatever countries. Bringing, I will not pay outrageous amount just to clear my goods. Now, by the time I take them now to shop, you would have to check plus and minus, check it to make sure that, okay, fine, you don't run at any loss. Now, the end users, which are we that are going to buy, will also complain, this market is too expensive. We'll be like, see, if I told you, most of them even go through stress
of explaining
these things. These are the things I'm facing, trying to clear this good. Most people don't even, personally, if I even go to my accounts, they're telling me, I say, what's it concern me? You'll be like, what's my own? You might even not want to believe them. At least, we are getting this first-hand information that things like these are so expensive. So once you go to the market, you want to buy cars, like you said, cars like these Corollas. Now you can see before they're selling it for 800k, 1 million, 1.5 million. Oh yeah, no.
The e-hailing apps we talked about that people usually order for their rides. I think some months back, I think last month, they went on strike. Yeah, because they really wanted to protest, because there is an association that holds them, and also there's a regulatory body that controls the association. So the issue between them and the regulatory body is that the regulatory body is not allowing them as an association to hike their price in view of the current removal of fuel subsidy, which is understandable. But these guys who sell cars, and now obviously the tariff have increased, it's no doubt that it's going to affect the purchasing power, especially people who want to buy cars. What are they going to do as regards that?
They don't have any choice but to just blend and just come to the terms, come to the reality with the fact that this is an expense. Because truth is, even these custom guys will tell you, okay, the CBN increased the rates, right? So they don't have the power to like, okay, once we do this and so amount. So you just have to come to the reality of it that, okay, these things are not expected. You just find a way to adjust to the situation.
Who is adjusting?
The people getting it, these cars, and you get, by the time they order it, by the time they'll clear it, all of those things, you just try to just adjust. And please don't add so much to the profit because you've gone through so much stress.
So how do we know who is adding so much and who is not? Because the prices differ, and we are looking at the import duty now, which has outrageously increased. And I even feel somehow using the word outrageous, because we all know that the dollar has been floated, and part of the conversations that was trailing the reactions trailing the floating of the dollar at the time was that it's going to at some point balance out, and then things will return to normal. But you and I know that we're in a country where when things go up, it doesn't come down, no matter what the realities around it is. I'm hoping that we'll get to that point quickly.
We definitely will, because we're in this an era of renewed hope. So let's just let's just keep hope alive.
I think the only alternative right now is for cars now, people will start patronizing Nigerian-made cars. I don't want to mention the name that we already know. So I think that's the best way, because obviously, if you keep buying foreign cars, it's capital flight. So why not patronize your own?
The Nigerian-made cars, are you aware that what they use in making these cars are also imported?
Well, but then it's cheaper.
It's not going to be as compared to what you buy if you're going to buy a foreign car.
But the thing is now, we lead, because truth is, most people have said something that Nigerian-made cars, it's now competing with the international, the one that they're importing, right? And the price is too, it is not cheaper.
It's way cheaper compared to the foreign car.
Okay, now we dare make it more cheaper with the rate at which this custom duty has gone.
Of course, Nigerians have no choice. They will still buy cars, but obviously it will be by virtue of what you have in your pocket.
Because they will not want to make it like, okay, as per let's make profit out of what is happening.
Okay,
because people will definitely, because it's not that the demand will definitely want to increase.